Okay, so the preparation time is over. So today's motion is this house would require broadcasters to devote equal time and prominence to coverage of female sports games as female sports games. So now I'd like to call the Prime Minister to open this case in 3 minutes, Kyushu.
We think that in our side that professional sports are symbols of world peace and unity, towards different people from around the world. And we think that because these broadcasters show this to the public, we think that they should follow the same rules, and we think that they should follow the same rules as these sports do. And so on our side, we think that because that in this a world where people care, where gender inequality and so on is causing a lot of problems, we think that broadcasting of sports should be also more to be conscious about that problem as well. And we think that because of that, we think that male and female sports should be broadcasted equally. And so now we have two arguments. First, about how by doing so we can reduce these problems that are happening in the status quo. And second, about how by doing so we can actually increase the popularity of female sports as well. And so first I'm going to move to the first point, how this is how it leads to gender equality. And so right now in the status quo, as probably the opposition side also agrees on this, we think that international sport competition Olympics or soccer World Cup and so on, we think that they are we think that they are the symbols, and we think that they show how show the world to us, to people, that how the world is united and how world peace, right? Between when people different race and different gender, different ethnicity and so on, we think that shows to the public, when those people are doing shaking hands and such, we think that it shows to us public how the world became that it became a more peaceful society. And so and many people right now, because it's those professional sports and so on, because they're popular, millions of people around the globe watch it. And we think that right now, however, in the status quo, because male sports are more popular, they appear more on TV and newspapers and such, right? And we think that because of that, because a lot of people watch that, we think that that have large impact, huge impact to our mindset and so on, right? And because we think that those small because female sports appear less often, we think that because that leads to people's stereotypes, how females, they're males have they could do better sports, these sports as you can do better in sports and so on. So we think that because of that, we think that when the problem in the status quo, it leads to gender inequality, and for those reasons we beg to propose. Thank you.
So now I'd like to call the leader of the opposition to open their case in 3 minutes. So on our side, I'd like to say 2 points. First, about the freedom of broadcast, and second, about how to implement this, how we cannot implement this plan easily. So now I'd like to start from the rebuttals to the government side. The government side stated that it is if we if we are able to implement this plan, we can increase the popularity of female sports. But we think that it is very not realistic, and it is not a realistic case. So we think that it is firstly it is very difficult to devote equal time and prominence. So I like to ask why, how we can implement it, and also it is in on TV, it is we have a golden time from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. or something like that. It is if we broadcast in that time, for example baseball, it is very difficult to broadcast the females swimming or something like that. It is to make an to have an equality is very difficult, and also they said that it is a peace, unlike the Olympics or competitions are a very peaceful events, but we think that the broadcasters don't have the don't have to broadcast equal time and prominence. The sports, we all know that the sport is a equal thing, but the equal is the rules, or rules, and we do not do the doping or something like that. But it is not the time or promise to devote on the broadcast, and it is we think that it is not realistic, and it is not an important case. And so our point is that it is the freedom broadcast. As I said before, it is even the sport is a peaceful thing. The broadcasters have the freedom to broadcast the sports, and the broadcasts are always thinking of the ratings. And if they did not done the mission, then the broadcaster might fail, and they might be gone because of the ratings or something like that. So we think that it is the freedom of sports, freedom of broadcasting is very important point. And our second speaker will talk about how to implement how this plan how the plan is very difficult to implement. So I'd like to end my speech. Thank you. So now I'd like to call the member of the government to reconstruct their case in 3 minutes. Thank you.
about the argument of freedom to broadcasting. Broadcasting should be used to benefit society. So, government can create rules to the broadcasting. So I think that we need to increase popularity of female sports. So in the state school, female sports are less popular than male sports. This is because we do not see female sports match on television often. So we lose interest on female sports. So the less female sports appear on TV programs, the less we get interested in their sports. Therefore, female sports should have more opportunities to appear on TV. So my speech over.
So thank you, member of the government. And I'd like to call the member of the opposition to reconstruct their case in 3 minutes future.
So I would like to refute to the government side, and so first they said that it is important to increase popularity, and it will be important. However, they did not explain why it is important and why popularity will increase, and why popularity will be important while broadcasting. So even though people say we should devote equal time and prominence to coverage of female sport games as male sport games, it is very hard to make it into reality. For example, if in the Olympics, male sports games are on like TV, it will be very hard to change it into a female sport game. So that's why I think it is very difficult and to make it into reality. Thank you.
So now I'd like to call the leader of the opposition reply to close their case in 2 minutes. So on our side, we made 2 points. First about the freedom of broadcast, and second about the to how difficult it is to implement this plan, and the government side told that it is by implementing this plan we can increase the popularity of female sports, but as the second speaker we think that the popularity is not the exact. We cannot explain what is the popularity, and we think that the popularity is very similar to the rating, but we think that the rating, it is difficult to even if we implement this, even if we take this motion, it is very difficult to improve the popularity of female sports, because like it is difficult to devote equal time to male sports, and also as we explained, the sport is peaceful thing, but we think that the broadcasters don't have to like broadcast equal time, because like they always think about the ratings, and so we think that we should not have to like require broadcasters to devote equal time, and the government side told about like making laws, but they didn't like explain like what kind of laws like do they make, and so I like to oppose. Thank you. So now I'd like to call the Prime Minister to close their case in 2 minutes. If you.
The failure of this side is that they misunderstood the rules of broadcasting. The broadcasting companies, we think that they broadcasting like TVs and so on. We think they should be used to make a better society. And then because in the status quo, because it actually has a bad influence towards it, we think they have to change it, and we think that because they didn't care, we think that other side, we think that we're better in this debate. And so to compare both of our sides, we have two last points. First, how like because after implementing this, what like influences have to like the perspective of gender equality to whole society, and second, about how what would change and to like broadcasting those female sports, and whether that's bad or good. And so first of all, about like gender equality and how like equality and how making a more better society. And so on our side, we said in Prime Minister's speech how like it can change people's mindsets. Their side didn't actually say anything to our side, so we think that we have won that point. And second, about like the argument of like broadcasting. We think that both arguments still stand, but we think that it's obvious that our side still is more better, more superior in this point. First about like the opposition, they were saying that like female sports don't make that much money. We've completely agreed the argument member of government how like, but we have also told us that how like by actually broadcasting that we can make it more popular, and therefore we think that we can make these female sports to content that makes a lot more money. Therefore, we think that argument is still better on our side. So therefore, because we have that two main class, what we think we have not won this debate. Thank you.
So thank you, Prime Minister. And I'd like to end this debate.